Hello, 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 and welcome to the Good Vibes Lifestyle live stream. I'm your host, Leslie Klein, here to help you raise your vibration so you can thrive. So this is different than the Good Vibes TV channel, which is a YouTube channel where I have formal interviews with enlightened experts all about the ways to raise your vibration and thrive. This is more of a casual weekly live stream that I usually do at 3 o'clock, but I had a good reason for bumping it 1 hour. So this is all about the Good Vibes lifestyle, and I'm about creating a Good Vibes movement. So you may wonder, if you haven't seen this live stream before, what is this Good Vibes lifestyle movement all about? Well, living the Good Vibes lifestyle, as I describe it, my definition is living in the higher vibration emotions of love, peace, joy, enlightenment, creativity, as opposed to the lower vibrating frequencies like anger and hate, guilt, judgment, shame. So someone who uses, who is living the Good Vibes lifestyle is aware of the law of attraction and the idea that we are like magnets. So depending on what frequency we're putting out there will determine what we draw to us in our life experience. So we know that what we want, we have to attract it like a magnet by matching that frequency. And so the positive things that we want in our lives, we have to feel the feeling of those things and believe before we actually receive them, and feel as if you already have those things. So that's what the Good Vibes lifestyle and movement is all about. There's actually a National Good Vibes Day that is on October 30th. And this year, for the first time, I will be hosting a summit with all kinds of enlightened experts that will talk about what good vibes are all about, why, practice having good vibes, tips to get there, and just a great way to celebrate. Plus, we're going to have a group meditation, and that's going to be great. So please, save the date for your, save the date. This is going to be an important time, especially that time of the year. It's right before the election. So if we can raise the vibration of the planet right before the elections, I think we'll be doing a good thing. All right. So, and let me just share why I moved this a little later, and I probably could have gone even a little later than 4 o'clock, but because Tony Robbins has an event today that started called The Game Has Changed, and so he and Dean Graziosi have been doing this, and I think it was in 2020, like in May or June of 2020, when he first started doing these virtual events with, the Zooms, and he has walls and walls of Zoom screens and things. That was, Tony, has been an icon in the personal development field forever. I still have CDs from back in the 70s or 80s, probably the 80s, because I think CDs came out in the 80s. But I had tapes before that, before I got my CDs back in the 70s, So his teachings, he's been a mentor for me for many years in this growth and development industry. And I just think the world of him. And, the event goes from 1 to 4, and he's always over delivering. So he's even going past 4 o'clock. But I just bumped it for an hour, and it's a 3-day event. It's free, and if you want a ticket, because they're replays, so just go to www.ghcticket.com, and that's for The Game Has Changed, GHC, Game Has Changed ticket.com, because it goes for 3 days, and even if you miss today's, it goes on replay. It's on Facebook, it's on YouTube, so you just sign up. And they even have a special $1 upgrade to VIP, where you get the recordings, I'm not sure for how long, for at least a period of time, but you also have access to his special AI, when I say machine, it's not really a machine, but his AI, like there's ChatGPT. Well, Dean and Tony created their own AI called Gigi, and I forget what that name, Gigi, it stands for the Go Faster guide. That's right. GG for Go Faster. So if you pay the dollar, you get to use his AI, which has basically the 74 years of knowledge from Dean's and Tony's brain in this AI. So I'm actually using it for a signature program that I'm working on. So I figured, anyway, so if you like using ChatGPT and you want to use a version of it that's kind of along the lines of what Tony Robbins teaches, check it out. It's only $1, and there's your website there. All right, so let's switch over to the astrological news of the week. Well, we had our new moon last week on June 6th. So we are in the waxing phase of the moon, meaning the moon is getting bigger and bigger and bigger until we get to the full moon that will be in Capricorn on June 21st, which is a week from tomorrow at 9:08 p.m. So the full moon, we're going from the new moon to the full moon, so we're at the quarter. If you look at the sky tonight, it'd probably be about a quarter moon, where half the moon is showing. But in a week, on the 20th, the sun moves into the sign of Cancer, and it's the summer solstice. So we'll be celebrating next week the summer solstice. And so why are these times really important? And especially having a full moon pretty much almost the same day as the summer solstice, and the sun is going into the sign of Cancer. So there's a lot of energy happening this day of the 20th and 21st. So summer solstice means that it's the longest day of the year. So just like the moon has, a beginning with the new moon where you don't see it all, and then it goes to the full moon when it's at maximum power, then it wanes and then becomes the new moon again. There's an annual cycle, solar cycle, where the sun is at its new moon phase, or its beginning phase at the winter solstice if you're in the northern hemisphere. This is opposite if you're in the southern hemisphere. So the winter solstice is when it's the longest day, shortest night, shortest day in the northern hemisphere, opposite in the southern hemisphere. And then it's maximum full power solar energy during the summer solstice, and then it starts waning again. So this is what creates our seasons. Again, opposite. So it's going to be the shortest day, longest night in Australia, in the southern hemisphere of the world. So anytime there's a switch of the seasons, it's a powerful time. So it's a great time to just celebrate, celebrate all the good that's happening in your life. Celebrate, there's a full moon, so everything's going to come to head, to fruition, to culmination, and then we're able to harvest all the seeds that we planted during the new moon cycle. So that's what's going on in about a week from now to prepare for. And then, like I said, the full moon in Capricorn, sign of Capricorn, I'll talk more about that next week, will be on Friday of next week. So that's what's happening with the astrology in the skies. And, it's always good to be aware of where we're at, just to kind of get our bearings. So energy-wise, project-wise, we're still in that building, waxing phase, building till the culmination of the summer solstice and the full moon coming up. So we will definitely be gearing up for that. All right, so let's talk about the Oracle of the month. And this month we're working with the Golden Future Oracle deck by Diana Cooper. And this deck is really, I have my new extra camera here. So let's add that to the stage. This is the Golden Future Oracle, and it's all about the fifth dimension. And what I love about these cards and all Oracle decks is that it's a way to learn more about the information that the cards are talking about. So like when I had the cards that are based on the Kabbalah, we were learning about things with the Kabbalah. Well, this deck, this Oracle deck, which I love the colors, that's what it looks like with this beautiful diamond in the backs of all these cards. this is all about the fifth dimension. And last week I read a little bit from the book, and I'm studying a little bit more from Diana Cooper. There's her name, Diana Cooper. And anyway, 2032 is the big year when we're all supposed to be in the fifth dimension. So we're in the process, according to the people that believe in ascension, is the big year we'll be ascending to. I've been talking about how we're in the age of Aquarius and how everything is speeding up, and we're going into this new energy of Aquarius, which is an air sign, has to do with the internet and lightning and fast things. So fifth dimension, they talk about these solar flares and how these solar flares have light codes in them, and these actually help us evolve our bodies, ascend our bodies to lighter bodies, to what we call the light bodies or crystalline bodies. So as I learn a little bit more about this, I'll be sharing it with you. There are many, many different meditations, and Diana Cooper does have a YouTube channel, and she does have some she was talking about the monad meditation, where the monad is one step above your higher self, like your soul star. So let us ask Spirit. Oops. Try to see how I can do this. There we go. For a message for us all from this deck. And let me put this card back here. All right. This is Spirit. What message do you have for us right now? Oh. The new children. Be all you can be. I was watching a video and she pulled this card, so that was pretty interesting. So let me read from the book. The new children, be all you can be. Many unique, sensitive, high-energy children are incarnating now, programmed with the spiritual knowledge for the golden future. These souls are bringing with them refreshing new perspectives and being born without karma. They enjoy a sense of freedom and lightness. It will be recognized that they need to be stimulated, kept interested, and allowed to express themselves physically as they grow. They will find life much more acceptable as the frequency rises, and will blossom as the air becomes purer and the food becomes more natural. All will have their 12 chakras open with their 12 strands of DNA connected. This will enable their powers to be activated so that they can become the masters of the future. They will be taught to develop the responsibility required for this. By 2050, all babies will be born with the slightly elongated heads that mark the bigger brain capacity of the new golden age. Their brains will be configured so they understand the new spiritual technology. Their awesome psychic and spiritual gifts and talents will be ready for use. In the golden future, the potential and gifts of all children will be honored and encouraged. And the guidance here is Mother Mary is overseeing the incarnations of the new children and helping them to be all they can be. Your task is to recognize and appreciate them so that they can step into their full power and happiness. At the same time, it is important to acknowledge yourself, for this card indicates that Mother Mary is lighting up your latent gifts and powers too. This beautiful being has nurtured and loved children throughout time, and she is inviting you to hand your inner child to her to receive encouragement, blessings, and spiritual awakening. You have much potential within your soul that is waiting to come forward, so allow your true essence to shine. So, that's an interesting message. What do you think of it? If you're watching, remember you can put comments out there. And I forgot to mention, since we do have a little extra time today, if you would like me to pick a card for you right now, go ahead and put it in the comments. I'd love to pick a card for you, so I will look out for that if you decide to do that. So that is the oracle message for this week from the Golden Future Oracle deck that does talk about ascension and how we are being upgraded and frequencies are rising. And so this is why it's so important to be living the good vibes lifestyle, because we are only going to be experiencing more and more and more of the ascension energy happening. Now, for some people, they will be choosing to stay in the 3D world, and that's fine, and that's their choice, and that's their path. But there are many of us that are awakening, that are sensitive, that are, I want to say more evolved, at least spiritually evolved, but not in a way of putting anyone down. We're spiritual beings having a human experience. So as we self-actualize, it's only going to be natural for us to express more and more of our spiritual gifts and talents. So that is what we have for the Golden Future Oracle deck. All right. And if you like this deck or any of the books and things that I've shared, please shop my Amazon store. You can go to it by just going to good-vibes.tv, and you'll be able to see all the things that I've featured in all of these shows. All right, so let's get to the tip of the week. Last week's tip of the week was to speak your truth. And, it's important to be aware of what our truth is. And if you don't know what your truth is, do some journaling. Journaling is one of the easiest ways, cheapest therapy, really, that there is. And I just love journaling, and it just is a great way. And if you do it by hand, it's a lot better than doing it on the computer. I've tried both ways, but apparently the neurologists talk about handwriting. When you're taking notes, that helps you remember what you're learning and things like that. So anyway, journaling is a great way to kind of discover what's really going on. And there are many journal prompts that you can use to kind of help discover that. And it's great to do journaling when during a full moon or new moon time, or when there's a special portal happening, just because everything is more enhanced. So this week's tip is to dance to your favorite music. And what inspired this tip was Marla Press's interview last week. She was the public speaking coach, and one way she raises her vibration is to dancing to music. So, here you're kind of stacking two positive things. Dancing and movement, right, brings us joy and physically changes our state, gets us in a higher vibe. And then when you add music, uplifts us. Of course, the right kind of music, but can be very energizing, very uplifting. So, have a dance party. I've done this before where I put the speakers on and put my Spotify on and play some music and dance in the garden like no one's watching. And, it's a great way to raise your vibration, to feel the joy that we're supposed to feel in this life. It's not all about work, work, work all the time. So dance to your favorite music, and that's the tip for the week. All right, so today's going to be a little short. Last week was super long, and I want to get back to watching Tony. He didn't quite finish by 4 o'clock today, but great exercises. And again, go check out, get a ticket, watch the rest of his event, and you'll get a lot out of it. Of course, it's a lead into his program that's coming up, and it's a great program to do and to take. Many people have gone more than once to several of his programs, so he's a great mentor and is really a great teacher to help us live the good vibes lifestyle. So I want to thank you for watching. Thank you for your hearts, and no comments today, but that's okay. I appreciate you watching, and I hope you have a blessed week, and I will see you next week where we'll talk more about the summer solstice and the full moon that's coming. So blessings to all, and we will see you next week.